Welcome to Android App Addicts, episode number 51. The show where we bring Android apps to the show. A bunch of us just have apps that we like or hate or think is cool or want to share. Could be informative. Could be something that helped us get through a tough time in our life for some reason. It could be an app that just gave us some enjoyment when we were standing in line or waiting at a red light. Whatever it is, you're about to find out about it. Let me introduce the co-hosts. Starting off with the Door-to-Door Geek, Steve McLaughlin from DoorToDoorGeek.com and LinuxForTheRestOfUs.com. What's up, Door?
Happy to be podcasting. Even though I took off almost half a day today, I didn't have a moment to relax. So I'm happy to come on and talk good stuff.
Awesome. Is this relaxing for you?
Yes.
Good.
Extremely.
That's what we strive for. Eric Ardini is also joining us from SiliconWrench.com. What's up, Eric?
Not much. I'm also very glad to be here. And I just wanted to remind everybody that Star Crunch tastes so much better 10 seconds in the microwave.
Mm-hmm.
No. What is Star Crunch?
It's like a
cereal?
Little Debbie snack. Yeah.
It's like caramelly, ricey, chocolatey.
I gotta pull up an image of this. Oh, I've had those.
You gotta warm them up though for just 10 seconds, 8 to 10 seconds, man.
Really? I never would have thought.
Oh.
All right, I'm going out after the show. Well, we're very happy to have you on, Eric, as usual. To bring us little tidbits like the Star Crunch thing. Also joining us, Sean Johnson, SJGeek89 on Twitter, and you can find him roaming the internet wherever he appears. What's going on, Sean?
Nothing. How's it going?
I'm doing good, man. Thank you very, very, very much for coming on the show.
No problem. I'm just glad I was in the middle of flashing my phone. Because I was thinking about it.
Yeah. Now, last week you admitted you had a problem. Has anything been done about that, or?
Actually, I've been on the same ROM for like 2 days. I was tempted today, but the update was it's very minor, so I thought I'd wait for a bigger update. And it's running good, so. Is
that how often do you go? How many days do you normally go between ROMs? If that.
It depends. I mean, I stuck with one for months, and then once I got a taste of like Sense 3.0 and Gingerbread, I just never went back. Yeah.
It all takes a little taste, right?
Yeah. That's it.
All right, well, Door, why don't you start us off this week after you gulp the Coke there?
Oh, I'm all good. To be honest, the first app I wanted to talk about, I literally forgot that quick. Okay, no. Ready? First app. I have to mention this only because it caused me so much.
Oh, gosh. Here we go. Here we go with the Door. Here we go again. Here we go. What the heck is going on in the Door household that I cannot have a podcast with the man these days? It hurts me.
I don't know.
It hurts me.
I don't know.
I take personal offense to it. Let's try it again, Door. Maybe just a glitch. I know yesterday when we started the show, it was acting a little funny with on Podnutz Daily. Go for it.
Okay. The first app I want to talk about, I don't care, I'm bringing back up because it used to cause me so much aggravating and utter annoyance, and that is Google Plus, because I like the service. I really like the people on the service. I really like the content on the service, but I couldn't share a posting on the mobile app.
Oh, really?
Yes, you would go to a parrot. So to me, total fail, loss, aggravation. If I saw something I liked, I had to literally open my full Dolphin browser on my phone, wait for the load, hope it worked right, click it right, just click it just right, and then do it. Well, today there was an update for the app, and I can finally share a posting.
Wow. You mean it was a glitch on the app, or it was the post? You could never share postings?
It was just a feature that wasn't involved. They just didn't do it.
Interesting.
And I gotta say, if you thought I was spamming a couple days ago with all the stuff I posted, look out. It's going to get worse.
Oh, man. So cool. Thanks, Door.
They hadn't added Hangout yet on the mobile app, have they? Did you notice that? Have that changed?
Haven't added what?
I don't No, I don't think so.
Okay, I haven't seen it
I-
today.
I think it's still Huddle or, well, maybe not.
They have Huddle still.
All right. Well, let's roll over to Eric. Sean, I'll give you a little breathing room too, because I know I got you on short notice. If you don't have anything, do not worry about it. We will continue. The show will go on.
I'll come up with something.
All right, cool. Eric, what do you got for this week?
For the first app, I got a series of 3 different apps. They're kind of seasonally picked by me because it's fantasy football time.
Okay.
And I was just kind of intrigued that there's some really nice apps for fantasy football people for free. There is some also that you can pay for, but they, I don't know, these ones look really nice. And I think I'm not a fantasy footballer myself, but I think, honestly, if you are in the Yahoo League, you're probably going to use the Yahoo app. ESPN, if you're in the ESPN League, I think that's how it works. Let me get the rest of these copied and pasted here.
What's the name of the app again?
Well, that first one I posted there is the ESPN NFL. Or I'm sorry, the first one is the Yahoo NFL Fantasy Football League, and I think that's the one a lot of people are using.
Where are you posting?
In the chat.
Just the Twitch chat?
Yeah.
Oh, mine must be on the fritz. All right, I'll just...
Do you see it in there?
No, I don't even see you in there. Is Eric in the chat, guys?
No, I don't think so.
Eric's in some foreign chat posting links. They're probably going to flag him for spamming.
They're like, this isn't soccer. What kind of football is this?
All right, cool. I'm
Okay.
just going to pull up the Google map.
Okay, am I in there now? Let me try that.
There you are. Very, very good.
Okay, sorry about that.
No problem.
Yeah, I found one from Yahoo, ESPN, and then NFL also has their own app. And the Yahoo one gets 4.1 stars in the marketplace. The ESPN one gets no stars, and the NFL one gets 3.6 stars. But the ESPN one really looks nice. I have it on my phone here, and it has good video streaming. Looks like you get insider interviews with coaches and a lot of stuff that I don't know. I think would be very handy if you were in trying to run your league or your team. But
I guess it's just too new.
Yeah, that could be too.
I'm just trying to pull up some screenshots here. Hang on a sec. Go for it.
That there's some out there for free if they're having a little trouble with who they're going to pick and their drafts. I know that's coming up real soon for people. Just maybe they could check these out and get a little insight. Maybe get a leg up on some of the other guys in their pool who don't have an Android phone.
Are you doing fantasy football this year?
No.
No?
I don't have time. I've got a couple friends and a brother-in-law who's really into it, but I don't know enough about that stuff. Honestly, I'm a geek. I fix computers. How am I supposed to do sports?
I know sometimes geekdom and sportsdom don't mix, but I happen to like both. I got VIP tickets for an MMA fight coming up, but I don't have the fantasy football thing down. I know you apparently saved the day for an MMA fighter, didn't you?
Promoter and fighter. Actually, he's fighting in that one too. It's
really?
cool. Yep.
Damn, good for him. All right, so this one's Yahoo Fantasy Football 11. That link. How's that one? Good.
Yep. That one, I think is the one most people are going to use because Yahoo is a big promoter of the fantasy football leagues, and a lot of people just use the Yahoo site, and I don't know, maybe good 30% of the people have a yahoo.com email address because of their fantasy football offerings. Yeah, they're huge.
Awesome. Cool.
And that's probably the biggest one. But the ESPN one just gives you some background stuff that you might not see on Yahoo, little inside baseball or football stuff.
So do you have them all loaded up?
I have only loaded up the ESPN one. And I really liked it. That was the first one I tried. And then I was like, well, you know what? This one doesn't have any stars. So I started looking around and checking the other ones out. And I realized that there's a reason because the NFL and the Yahoo make their own fantasy football leagues. And that's why you would want those two apps more, I guess.
I see. That's pretty cool. definitely. I mean, from the little TV I've seen from being out, like half the commercials on ESPN are for fantasy football these days. So, yeah, people are definitely going to be using them. Good stuff, man. Sean, you got anything?
Yeah, I have. I actually just got this today. It's called Overdrive Media Console. I'll put that, should be in the chat right there. And pretty much basically what it is, it's free audiobooks, free ebooks from your local library. And it's all online. You just have to have an existing library card. And you install this app, and when you want to add books, it asks you for your zip code, and then you have to put in your library card credentials, which I tried today, and mine didn't work. My son's did, but I wasn't able to really utilize it that much because I just got it today. But I used to use this a lot before when I had to use actually the PC. So I would have to download everything through the PC, then I would have to sync it through my iPod at the time. So this is really nice because everything can be done right on your phone. So
ebooks and audiobooks from your library.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird because like I believe they only allow so many loans at a time per book, so you may have to wait, and you only get it for a certain amount of time. But there's no late fees or anything. I mean, it just comes off it just deletes off the application.
Now, what's the reason for limiting that? I mean, it's not a physical thing.
Yeah, I think I had heard it's
legal copyright law.
Yeah, just like the music industry and with Netflix that type of thing. I believe, I don't know for sure, but yeah, I mean, if I like spoken word of any kind, podcasts and audiobooks. I mean, I listened to all the James Patterson, Alex Cross series through Overdrive before. So I mean, I like it. So if you're into, I know there's, what's the one that everyone uses?
Audible.
Audible, yeah. I mean, you're not. From my experience, you don't get the selection that you would get probably from Audible. I know, for instance, I don't know if any of you guys are, but like I'm into the Harry Potter books, and they don't have any of those on here that I know they didn't, and I don't think they do right now. So where the other one, there probably are on there. So I mean, but there's new releases. There's a lot of good books on there, and so if you're into audiobooks, it's worth a shot. It's a free app.
Good app. Now,
that's cool.
Would the libraries have to sign up with that service, I guess? They all sign up with that service?
I would imagine that's how it works. I mean, I happened to stumble upon it a few years back. I was actually at the library getting audiobooks to rip and put on my iPod. And I just happened to see a sign that said, Overdrive, go here for free audiobooks.
Wow.
So I'm really looking forward to using it again on my phone. Because it's just so easy this way. Like I said, the other way you had to download.
Yeah.
It wasn't a big deal. We had to download it to the PC.
Sure.
Download the books, which on the PC they downloaded really quick, and I would imagine on the phone because they're not real big files. And then you had to transfer it and blah blah blah. Now it's just all one thing.
Wow, that's really awesome.
Yeah.
Dor, you were wanting to say something? We were discussing.
Oh well, you guys said I don't understand why you get to check in, check out kind of digital books. The book industry is worse than the audio industry. The book industry said you have to check them in and you have to check them out to accurately bookkeep how often they're being used. And I think it is 100 times one is checked in and checked out, you have to consider it worn out and buy another license to let it out.
Really?
Yeah.
That's super lame.
Comes down to the Monet. I'll say this looks really good. I honestly would have never found it if it wasn't for you talking about this, Sean. Being a parent, I'm going to need this, absolutely. And one thing I thought utterly almost fantastic about this app, you only have to have Android 1.5 or greater, which means everything. This will run on anything and everything. So that is a plus. I mean,
Yeah.
So one question I have, and I don't know if you know this with having it such a short time, is the books that are available tied to your library at all? Or can it be like, I have a smaller library in my town. Can I get any book?
You know what? I don't think, I think it's pretty much anything. If you actually, I think if I don't know how, like I said, how it's going to work in the app right now, but I know if you actually were to go into your browser and go to overdrive.com and you search that way, I mean, there's just massive amounts of books, and it's nice too because I mean, I had gotten ones for my kids. You know, there were some good Peter Pan novels that were on there, read by Jim Dale. He's a great guy to read books. So there's everything. I mean, there's history books on there. I mean, there's so much on there, and for free. I mean, basically all it takes is if you don't have one, you got to go to your local library and get the card. But after that, it's just all online. And I think it's basically just one big database. I'm pretty sure.
Cool.
Because my library is pretty small too. So
it's awesome. I used to love the library. Only not when I was a kid. Hated the library when I was a kid. Like when I was 5 years ago, man, I used to just get out books about because I was broke. Not 5 years ago. It was probably 2005. Broke, and I'm like, I gotta figure out how to do stuff and make money, and I want to be self-employed and all this stuff. And I just went to the library. I just got all these books, and libraries are clutch, man. They're super clutch.
Yeah, they're great. It's kind of sad too because I know some by me have closed down just basically for funding, which I think is just a side effect of technology. One of those things that sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. But yeah, my wife and I, we had no money at one point. I mean, not that I have tons of money, but we couldn't even afford to rent movies. So we would go to the library and just. I mean, they had DVDs.
Right.
Yeah, so we just go and get movies. I mean, it's great.
I know. You gotta love the libraries. I don't think they'll ever go away.
I hope not.
They'll be around in some form or another. It might be just a building with a bunch of computers in it or something. Who knows? At some point. All right, Dor, back to you.
Okay, some people might be a little mad at me. I don't care. This is going to be another repeat app, and I have justification. Good justification. I was in a freaking earthquake, okay? There was an earthquake. The epicenter was less than, I'd say, 250 miles from my house. No, from my work. The epicenter was Mineral Virginia, 100 miles south of D.C. Quake was felt from Georgia to Ontario and Vancouver, Canada.
Vancouver, serious?
Hand to you a guy I know on Linux Basics podcast. He dinged me 20 minutes after and said, I am in on Ontario. I felt it. And there was somebody else in Vancouver an hour afterwards that said they could feel it.
All right, well, keep talking. I want to pull up a map.
Okay. Well,
Vancouver's on the other side of the country.
I have to say for Dora, I mean,
what's the other city up there? There's Ontario, I know, and there was something else. Maybe Toronto, I guess.
Yeah, Toronto's in Ontario.
It is.
Okay.
Right.
I live 10 minutes from Ontario, and
and what? And you felt it? You felt it too?
I didn't personally, but the news here. I mean, there were people. I live just outside of Buffalo, and people were reporting that they felt aftershocks and stuff.
Yeah, I'll just say. I'm an American. I don't understand these Canadian terms. And I'll say this. It does seem weird because I know many people through the power of Google Plus and everything where it depended on the area you were at, depended on how great of an impact you felt. Mitch Man, our guy, he is at least 30 miles further away than I am. Well, from where my house was, at least 60 miles away from where my work was about, and he felt it just as bad. Where I felt it, people a quarter mile away didn't feel it as bad. Where I was at, building shook, cracks in building, guy next to me expelled matter into his pants, storing it. We felt it pretty dang good, I'll say.
Wow.
And the app that I'm talking about is not an earthquake app, even though they're cool. They're not going to tell you when one's coming, so what's the point? And I don't care about how many quakes are happening in Japan right now. Well, I do, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. You're still a humanitarian.
Yes. The app, honestly, I got to say, I fell in love with all over again and again and again. Hey Tell. And here's the reason why. Voice networks were completely down. If anyone was around, let's say, 10 years ago, almost to the day kind of thing, September 11th, voice networks were down. Data networks were up. Technically speaking, when you have your phone, there's actually two connections going from that phone. One is a voice network, one is a data network. They're two different networks. Voice network was completely down. I was able to hit my phone, after going on Google Plus and saying, hey, I found an earthquake. Opened up my Haytel, dinged my wife, and I said, hey, hon, how's everything up there? I didn't know how big it was at that time. I said, I just went through an earthquake. She replied back, I went through one too. Hello. And I think the funniest part is people in her work, women in her work, got really upset at her after like 10 messages or so back and forth. Well, this happened. Well, I saw this. And they were like, how are you able to talk to your husband? And my wife just very calmly, she said, turned and said, because he's a geek.
And she said it very proudly, didn't she?
She told me she did. I don't know. I have to take her word for it. I love my wife. But honestly, it's the kind of thing in times of stress and despair, the voice network will be the first network to fail because it has a lot less bandwidth to it, i.e. it's overwhelmed much, much quicker. So you need to have backup plans in place. You need to have voice data things like TeamSpeak, Mumble, Haytel, Tickle. I think there's like 4 or 5 of them I know that are possible to do it. The thing I like about Haytel is instant communication with somebody else who you've already prearranged a connection with, even if they don't have the app open. So
I gotta say, Dora, though, I think the most impressive part of the story is that your wife uses Haytel. Like, this seems like something Sean would try to put into his family. Now,
I did.
Right?
That's how much we use it.
He put up the big goose egg. Oh man.
Well, I honestly gave my wife no alternative. She would text me, I would Haytel her back. She would call me, I wouldn't answer. She left the voicemail, I'd Haytel her back. I would like Haytel her poignant, timely stuff like, okay, I'm walking into the store here in like 3 minutes. If you need some ice cream, let me know. And I'd sit there. She didn't Haytel me, go in the store, get myself some ice cream, come home. Why do you have ice cream? Well, I Hayteled you. Maybe you should answer. So now she uses it. She doesn't use it a lot. She doesn't use it a lot, right. But I wanted to make sure she knew it was there, what it was, and how to use it. And it came in handy, honestly. I mean, it could have been a lot worse. And to the people who say, get over it, that's an earthquake. We have them all the time out here. Okay. Imagine, Steve, you lived in Florida your entire life. You wake up one morning and you have 3 feet of snow.
Yes.
People down there aren't used to it.
Right. I got you.
And the buildings where I'm at aren't designed for it.
Right.
So, and then we have a hurricane hitting any minute now.
Was it scary, or were you like, woo, this is fine? Like, what was it like?
No, I honestly felt completely disconnected when it was happening. I was like, crap is moving, ain't it?
Really?
Yeah, crap really is moving. And then after the fact, like 5 minutes later, I was like,
yeah.
I like, and but then, a couple more minutes passed talking to my wife, and I was perfectly fine. But I did have a guy. He walked up to me and said, "Hey, Steve, do you have a light?" I said, "Yeah, I do." I said, and then I said, it was 5.9 from that time, Carolina to Ohio is what I knew. And then he pulled a lighter out of his own pocket, lit his own cigarette, and said, "Yeah, it seemed pretty big. So somebody said like 5.2. I said, "No, I just said it was 5.9. Oh, okay. Yeah. Man, wow. That was pretty big. It felt like a 5.2. No, I literally just said to you 5.9. And then I said something else. And he said, yeah, they said they could feel it in Virginia. No, the epicenter was in Virginia. I just told you. I said, dude, look at me.
Really?
Relax.
Really?
We're live. Yeah.
Wow.
He was a little fidgety. Dude, just sit down on the grass and relax for a couple minutes. You're fine.
That's amazing. Probably quite an experience.
That's one of those things. I mean, you could say how you would react.
Yeah.
And, you don't know until you're in that situation. Even for somebody that says, we have them all the time. I mean, I would have to, I can't believe anybody could just be like, another earthquake. So what do you do? I mean,
right.
I would think anybody would get rattled.
I don't know. I bet, and when like San Francisco, is it San Francisco where there's lots of earthquakes? Yeah. I bet they do that there. I bet they're all sitting out having coffee and things start shaking and they just maybe wait a second and go back to drinking their coffee. I don't know. But for that split second.
Well, yes, when stuff's not free rights, they go ballistic. But for a split second, they're thinking, is this the? Oh, okay, it ain't the big one.
Oh yeah, that might be it.
Well, and I will say, many people said if you were driving a car, you wouldn't have felt the earth. You didn't feel the earthquake because your car would absorb the shock. A shock. If you were not near something that was making sound from being shooken, and you were walking or running or jogging, you might not have even noticed it because you're moving, and then it starts moving, and you might not realize. Well, that's what that is. My sister in New York, she felt it. She thought it was the people above her jumping on the floor.
Really?
Yeah. It's New York. You'll have that.
Wow. Very cool door. And good use.
No, it wasn't.
Well, I mean, good use of Haytel and good app. Yeah. All right, Eric, what do you got?
My next one is called Best Shot Lite. I was looking for a video editing application last week, just to kind of clean up my phone. The kids are back in school, kind of get the summer stuff off my phone and make some good videos out of it. And then, I keep wondering, the Transformer doesn't have a good video app, but I know the Zoom does have a good video app. So I figured, well, maybe I could find something, on the marketplace real quick. Well, I found this Best Shots Lite. It's free. There's a $6 full version that only had one review. But I really wanted something I could put titles at the beginning and credits at the end or something like that.
Yeah.
And things like that. This is a lot like Photo Story that used to be like on Windows. It's got themes. You first pick your theme. It comes with one theme for free. It's a flying circus theme. And then you add your pictures or video. And then they'll upload it. They get uploaded and rendered in the cloud. And then it takes about 20 minutes for 20 pictures that I made for it to do the transitions. And then it's got animated cutscenes and then a border around it. I've got the video here that I made of a car show we went to. You want to?
Yeah, go for it. I got you.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please?
Let me see if I can see
it's good right there. Pull it back a little bit.
But it's got like the animated border. You see that?
Is that the flying circus?
Yeah, they've got jugglers and stuff around the side.
And
it didn't do too bad.
And then you add the music, Eric?
No, that's all part of the theme. All I did was put the pictures in, and it added the music. Yeah, I didn't get no choices because this is the free version. Now the Pro,
awesome.
The Pro has more, but it didn't say. It didn't really give. I couldn't see any. Well, they had some examples on there, but no video of what they actually ended up looking like. And it's a $6 app with one review.
Yeah.
So that's my car, by the way. But
which one? Which one?
It'll
the
be
blue one?
That one right there.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
What kind of car is that?
79 Grand Prix.
Sweet.
Ooh. Power.
Yeah, I built the engine that's in it.
Dang.
But,
you built the engine that's in it, like how so?
It was a 400 out of a Firebird, and I had somebody do the machining work and made it bigger, bored it out, and I just put it all back together. And I did that when I was like, I don't know, 10 years ago. I've had the car since I was 21.
Damn, is it fast?
I'll never take it down a drag strip or nothing. I can squeal the tires pretty good though, and I can, keep up with a Mustang or Camaro maybe.
What
it's
year?
fast enough.
What the new Mustang? You could no. I mean, you could keep up with like a newer Mustang.
I could probably keep up with a Mustang GT that wasn't a stick shift, probably.
Neat.
but not Mustang GT with a stick shift. Those are nice. They really are. They're just fun.
Yeah, that's
You know
pretty
what?
cool.
Now,
Speaking of, oh, I'm sorry, Eric.
okay. Well, I've got one more video app that I wanted to throw up there too.
Go for it. I like video apps.
Well, this one, the other one I got is really simple, but it works really well for what it does. And what it does is it's called Vid Trim.
Wait, that's the one I just pulled up. Okay.
Oh, is it? I'm sorry. I must have given you the wrong link the first time then.
That's all right. I just thought I was going goofy.
That's cool.
Okay.
That might be all someone needs.
Yeah, Vid Trim is nice because all it does is you can trim the beginning and the end off of a video, which is
Right.
usually you might let it run a little longer than you wanted it to. So here's the link for the first one. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right. Yeah, that's a lot of times that's all you need in video.
Yeah. I still haven't found a good titling app though, which was my goal. Because I used to do a lot of video editing, but that was all right though.
I guess I don't know. That might be a good idea for an app if nobody's done it. But I guess when people think of tablets and phones, they don't think of video editing. I guess the developers, you know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I just thought, well, if you throw something together fairly simply,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think there definitely
I-
should be. I was actually thinking about that today. I was going up and down the aisles looking at gadgets and stuff, and I'm like, I think it would be cool to have a super powerful tablet that's really good at video editing. So you don't have to buy like full desktops or even big laptops anymore. So I think they'll come soon, Eric. But I guess there's not any yet. If you've searched, what is Door showing us?
Yeah, Dor-
My ROM on my Dell Street comes with an application called Movie Studio. I think it's a Zoom thing because I think I saw it on their commercials. The only problem I see with it, you have a timeline, you can go through the timeline, you can add translation effects, you can smoothly go through the video, you can play, edit, you can import pictures or video from front-facing camera, rear-facing camera, or pictures, but I can't find out what kind of video file format is acceptable to be the input source. I'm guessing 3GP or something like that, because I would honestly like to take videos, convert them, put them on my device, and then when I'm standing in line, I can start to
Edit the videos.
Do some mild editing just to honestly prove a point that it can be done.
Right.
I guess is what I'm trying to get at. It's a cool idea.
Right. It doesn't look bad as far as video.
I think it's acceptable. I don't think it's dynamic. You know what I mean? But it's something. And I'll say, Eric, look for ROMs. I guess is your probably best bet to getting through that gateway, because I believe those paid apps could be good, but if this one's coming from the distributor of the device, it's good until all the other apps catch up, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like you can get the Windows Movie Maker app version. It's not going to be the iStudio or anything, but it'll get the job done.
Right.
Something like that. That's all I'm looking for, really.
Windows Movie Maker actually came a long way.
It has.
It's like an iMovie ripoff, but it's come a long way. But
yeah, it's good enough for me.
Yeah. Cool. That's good to know. I'm glad somebody did some searching for some video editing apps. I was getting kind of curious about that. Sean, it's your turn, but you were also going to say something earlier.
You know what? It was just a silly question. I'm not a motorhead by any means. I know how to put gas in, change oil, and I actually learned how to do my own brakes.
Oh,
but
good.
my question is, and I was just talking to my buddy about it today, because we work with a guy. He's got a Mustang. It's a second Mustang, but it's automatic. And my question is, why would you have like a fast muscle car that's not stick? I drive stick all the time, and I don't know. It's
because you want to really easily eat cheeseburgers while you drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's so many people that are not trained into driving stick these days. I didn't. I had one a couple 2 months ago, and I got tired of driving that thing in stop and go traffic, and it was a stick.
But it was a stick. But you know what I'm saying though? It just seems like if you're gonna get something like that, you have the option of a stick or automatic. I mean, I want the stick. I want to punch it.
Sean, I got an automatic in that car, but I got a friend who has a Monte Carlo SS that he kind of built his motor up, and he's got a stick in it. I'm out of focus again. And I just kind of see the problems he goes through when you get a big engine like that. It gets harder and harder to it's not like your new cars with a stick. It's you really got to press in hard with your muscles to get it to the clutch to go in.
But that's what I mean. Like new cars now. Like this guy has a Mustang. I mean, it's like a 2011 or something. That's like new one.
No, even I think it's a pain in the ass driving a stick. Even the new one. That's what I had, a 2000 Mustang GT. You had to push the clutch in. I don't know, man. And it was clunky. It wasn't like you would think.
Yeah. Well, I'll say when it's the kind of clutch you have to push in super hard, that's a sports clutch. That's so when you let it go, it comes back and bites as hard as it possibly can. Yeah. So you can burn through your clutch as quick as possible and buy a new one.
It's a lot more mechanical than the little Toyota's clutches are.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I got a really weak car, a Nissan Versa, lowest model you can possibly get, stick shift. The engine is horrible, no juice whatsoever, but because it's a stick, I can slap it down a gear, pop the clutch, and accelerate when I'm already going 40 miles an hour and do a merge. That's the only reason I like it, besides the fact I'm OCD and it keeps me busy.
You've got one up on me. That Versa is basically the same as my Cube that I have, but my Cube, man, I wish it was a stick. It's an automatic, and it's got like negative balls. It's just good on gas, but man, it does not get out of its own way for nothing.
Really? My Cruise has a turbocharged 1.4 liter engine. It's like an engine you could probably fit in your front pocket, but they turbocharged it. And I have no problem with the thing. I love it. It's like driving a big go-kart around. All right, Sean, what else you got?
Okay, this next app, some people have apps that, help with productivity, and, some are, if you're Timster, see, I can bash him now, he's not here, and you want to show off your phone, you have apps for everything, and some apps are just for pure pleasure, or this next app, it's Steve, I don't want you to get mad. It's
a keyboard app?
No. Yeah, it's Best Keyboard. You ever hear of it?
Mine's better than Best.
It's better than Best. Yep.
No, it's an app for a podcast, and it's kind of another Droid podcast. That's why I don't want you to get upset. And this app actually is $3, but it's not totally Droid. They talk about droids. It is. Let me post what it is here. It's the Forcecast podcast app. So, if you don't know what the Forcecast podcast is, it's basically it's a Star Wars podcast. So, they talk about everything. I mean, conventions and the movie. You must. You're not really a Star Wars fan, are you, Steve?
No.
Yeah.
The galaxy is listening, they say.
But so basically, anyways, this app, you could do this in your podcatcher. You can subscribe to the podcast. I did it basically because I'm a Star Wars fan, and it was like, if I can support these guys, I'll buy their app. But it's also cool because you can stream any of their podcasts from this app. And I know it's happened to me where I forget to update my podcatcher, and so I could just stream a podcast of theirs, using this app. And there's like some extra bonus things you can use with the app too. So
I'm actually glad you brought this, because now I know there is a demand out there for apps for podcasts. Even though you can get them online or through podcatchers, people still want to just click right to it, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking something like this could work out. You know, if you thought to do something like this, because like I said, I mean, it takes up no space on my SD unless you can actually download the podcast to your SD card. There's an option for that too, so that's kind of cool. But I mean, I love Star Wars, man. I posted some stuff. Thor will tell you in Google Plus. In Google Plus this week, I got this big 13-inch R2D2 cookie jar. I got it from my mom's house. I was like, I better take this before something happens to it. And so I don't know, man. I love listening. I mean, it's 95%, 90% Star Wars. It's about the movies, the original movies, the prequels, the EU, which is like the extended universe, you know, books and everything. But the part that I really, really enjoy is, I mean, they have interviews with people that were just involved. I mean, artists, you know, just all sorts of things. It's not just like, oh, here's Mark Hamill. Like, I mean, there probably is interviews with them of some sorts, whether it's with these guys or not. But I just like, there was a producer one. I forget. Guys, if they're Star Wars fans, listen, they'll be killing me. But I forget who it was. But it's this old British dude talking about when they were filming Empire. You know, and they were over, I think it was Norway or something, and the Hoth battle, and he was just talking about it. You know, it was just kind of cool. Listen to that stuff.
Yeah, I would definitely see if you're a fan. That would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, and have you seen Star Wars, the originals?
Oh yeah,
Steve.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I've watched them.
Because believe it or not, like I work with a guy. He's got to be, I don't know, I'm gonna say 39 to 41, prime age for a New Hope coming out, and he's never seen one Star Wars movie.
Really?
And wow. I don't know if I should be mad at him for not watching him later on, or if there was just neglect on his parents' part. I mean, it's just not American to not have your kids watch.
That is a tough thing. Yeah, who is to blame?
I would keep him at a slight distance because he could be an alien.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, my kids. I have 3 kids, 3, 5, and 9, and they've all seen. They haven't seen Revenge of the Sith just because that one's a little, I think, not ready for them. My oldest has seen it up until the ending, but I mean, we watch Star Wars a lot in my house. So
that's so awesome. Hey,
so, yeah,
can I show your cookie jar?
Yeah, if you can find it.
I got it. Right
yeah.
there. Is that it?
Yeah, that's freaking cool.
That's it, right?
Yeah, that's it, dude. But if you well, you probably can't notice. It's on my counter, and it lasted on the counter for probably 2 hours. I took that picture at about 6 in the morning, 5:30 in the morning before work, and my wife generally gets up between 7 and 8 with the kids, and then it went downstairs in the basement.
Okay, good.
So,
I thought you were gonna say it broke or something.
Oh no, dude, we'd be divorced. Although she did say that, because I came home, I walked in, and I went in the kitchen, and I came back out, and I was just like, "Where is it?" She's like, and she's just looking at me like, "What?" I'm like, "Where is it?" And that's what she said. She's like, "Well, it kind of fell," and I knew. I was like, because if that really happened, she would have been a little upset. So it was down. It was down in my workshop. So
you're lucky she didn't root it like you did hers.
You know what? She was actually nagging me because I had mentioned I was going to do it weeks ago. Because I mean, that R2D2 phone, I mean, the idea of it's really cool. I had a lot of cool, ringtones, stuff like that. But it was very clunky. It just really, I mean, it froze up on her. So, I mean, it looks like R2D2, but it's not running the R2D2 ROM.
Nobody made like a Star Wars ROM yet?
It actually came with a custom Star Wars ROM on it.
I mean, not from from Motorola or whatever. Like,
like a theme.
Well, I'll get to that next.
Oh, okay. All right. Good.
Here's my only question about that app, Sean.
Yeah.
When there's a new cast available, is there a way you can set it to automatically notify you, or do you have to manually go in and look? Because I haven't found a single purpose network podcasting app that will actually ding you and say, "Hey, new podcast available."
Yeah, I don't know.
Is that something you would desire?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, a notification when there's a new one. Yeah.
If I have a Podnutz app, I want it to go, ding, door, listen, we got a new one.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
I don't
see
want to
it.
sit there because honestly, 400 apps on my device, I might forget to launch it for a day or two, and I don't want to be behind the times. I want to know what Tegster's doing and what's going on Podnutz Daily and stuff.
And who quit as CEO of Apple?
Yeah, na. Hey.
Didn't I mention something was fishy with that company a couple weeks
Yes,
ago?
you did. Yep.
Telling you.
And you said it was on this. It was starting to
Didn't I?
go down.
That's my technical intuition. I should definitely put money on that.
Yeah.
You
should
should
have invested in that
advise
one.
her.
All right. Dora, what do you got else?
Okay. Just be. Can you just please be gentle on me?
You've been through an
the
earthquake.
app-
We won't hurt you.
You say that. The app I'm going to talk about is called Perfect Keyboard Free.
All right.
You already promised, man.
I won't get mad, but I mean, how?
I'll hold him back door.
What? You got better. Sean said best, and now there's perfect. I mean, you can't compete.
Well, and this is
Oh, yeah.
And this is not perfect. Let me first
Okay.
tell you, it's
Okay.
just a title. It's decent though. I love the customability.
But that's on your streak, right?
This is on my streak. I could do the same thing on my phone, same exact app. You can have split, non-split. You can basically go into the configuration and say, I want each key to be this tall. I want each key to be this wide. I want the letter inside to be this tall. There's like 6 different styles of keyboards I can do. Here's the one thing I like, Steve. Many keyboards I've used are not multi-touch aware to where if I type too fast, like you, if I go hit T, hit H, and then let go of T, most applications will think I either hit one or the other, or I drew a line, and it will screw up what I'm writing. This keyboard is multi-touch aware to where I can type really fast and almost sloppy with how, did I
Right.
let go of this before I hit that?
Right.
This one does a pretty good job of that. I'll say, like, this is the default portrait keyboard.
Mhm.
It's horrible, but all I got to do is just go into the settings, and I can easily change the height, the width, the layout. There's
Really?
different configurations for keyboards, so I can have more of a full keyboard experience, or I can actually trim it down to like put a mic button. I can actually have an option for a mic button, which I gotta say I'm kind of liking. This isn't perfect, I'll say, but this was so far the cleanest tablet or keyboard I found that ran on the tablet that I actually liked.
Right.
The default keyboard, the Dell keyboard and stuff, I thought were the worst things ever. If I hit my little keyboard icon down here, I have English Dell keyboard. That thing's unusable.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? I spend half the time overreaching from side to side to side to
Sure.
side.
Oh yeah, especially on landscape on a tablet. Yeah, they don't need
Yeah.
something like that.
And then the other one was Swipe, which I gotta say, just as bad. Same exact problem.
Right.
Very poor design. And technically, this ROM was stolen from a 10-inch tablet, Honeycomb, to put back on here. So and a 10-inch will be even worse.
It would.
Right. So I gotta say, perfect keyboard. I'm honestly liking it. And when I go into 1, 2, 3, right there on my, I have so many custom characters kind of things right there available to me. And like it goes like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. So all in the middle is those
Right.
custom oddball ones like pi.
Well,
How often are you gonna type pi?
Yeah. I can definitely see this for a tablet. There's no problem. I mean, I don't want a full QWERTY on the bottom on landscape on a tablet because your thumbs just cannot reach the middle. So yeah, that's good. As long as you're not infringing on the phones and saying that it's perfect for the phones. Are you saying
No.
that? You're not saying that. Because
I
I
would
will
not
then
say
stick
that.
up for better keyboard 8.
I will not say that
Okay.
because on the phone it's almost too touchy-feely. There is no perfect.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But on the tablet, I do think because of the shape comes into such a play,
Yeah.
there's definitely better. But I'm not going to. This should be more perfect keyboard, not perfect keyboard.
Okay.
That's just me.
All right. Eric, you got anything else?
Yeah, I got
Okay.
another one. This one's called Reckless Gateway. I'm sorry, Reckless Getaway. This is a $2.99 app. Get it up here for you.
That looks pretty awesome.
Yeah, this is a fun game.
Reckless Getaway.
You know me, I'm not really much of a spender, but this one I saw. You're a bank robber in what seems to be a little Camaro, and what you do is you rob a bank, jump into your car, and basically after that you're just taking off and trying to stay away from the cops.
Is it
I think
fun?
there's a really nice video on the website for it. If you get that link.
There we go.
That looks cool.
It's fun. And you know what? I'm not a big gamer, but it's it's a small little quick game. You know, the levels don't take forever. You're just tearing crap up, running away from cops. It's pretty neat. And
That
it
looks
plays
nice.
really good. My Samsung Galaxy S Snapdragon 1 gigahertz phone plays it flawlessly. Doesn't have to be a Tegra 2.
It's pretty awesome looking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this almost looks like the same. As soon as I saw it, it almost looks very close to a game I downloaded on my tablet because I was specifically looking for games. It was some motorcycle game, really utterly bad because of once you touch something, it was like apocalypse. Oh, you're dead. This one, I like the physics behind it. It looks really sharp.
The developer of this game has a lot of racing games, so it may be by the same company. It's called Polar Bit.
Gotcha.
You can switch it from default. It doesn't use the tilt either. It's got side by those two arrows. You see the great arrows on both sides.
Yeah.
To turn.
Yeah.
So I switched
rather
it over
have
to
that.
tilt. I'm like, yeah, maybe I want the tilt. And I had to turn it back. It was too hard to play with tilt.
Really?
Yeah. I
got a
can't
really-
stand the tilt.
It's got a really cool soundtrack on it. And actually, I went to the Amazon App Store to see if I could buy it from there. But the only thing that they had available was the MP3 soundtrack of this app for sale there, which was I thought that was
saying
amazing.
something.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I thought.
That's really good. You know, you got a good app if they make soundtracks for it.
Right, that you sell. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. It looks like a killer app. It looks like Spy Hunter, like on steroids. Remember Spy Hunter?
Yeah.
Ding.
Looks like that.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Was that the one where you had to pull in the back of the truck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Dude, I want that game again because here's the gimmick. The game I was playing, it's called Racing Moto. Looks similar-esque. You know, street goes up, it gets more narrow. You're in the middle. Your goal there is to not touch anything because you're on a bike and just keep going faster. And as soon as I turned it on, it said, kind of like Spy Hunter. Wait a minute. I'd rather play Spy Hunter. and I looked and I couldn't find a Spy Hunter that was
Right.
worth playing, but I still have not fully how can I put this? I have not fully abused the
MAME.
NES, Super NES, the emulator possibility on my device yet. I'm being patient.
Good. Yeah, it looks like Polar Bit does make a lot of games, race games.
Yeah.
So that's good. They have some history. I want to check that one out. Is there a free trial on it, Eric, or no?
I don't think there was
Okay.
on that. I think they do have some with free trials, but
Okay.
that one looked fun. I just bought it.
Yeah. Anything with the word reckless in it makes for a great card game.
Yeah.
All right. Sean, anything else?
Yeah, this as we were just saying about when I flashed my wife's R2D2 droid, because it was a Star Wars phone, it came obviously with a Star Wars themed ROM to it, which was cool, you know, and it made all the R2D2 sounds when you got a notification for anything or, you know, phone call. So I knew that, you know, she would still want some of that. So this next app,
Is she a huge Star Wars fan too?
not like me and my son,
Okay.
but yeah, she definitely likes it,
Cool.
you know. This one, it's called Zedge Ringtones and Wallpapers.
Zedge?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And basically it's free and you can get free wallpapers. I think HD wallpapers and ringtones, notifications, and I thought they had live wallpapers, but I'm not sure. So it was nice because after I did her phone, I just went over there and went, okay, I typed in R2D2, oh, notifications, you have 60 notifications available for R2D2 sounds, and you just go by and pick the ones you want to, and you can listen to it. You hit, you press the arrow button to listen to it, and then if you like it, you press it again, and it'll make it your like default notification sound. Or it'll just download it and save it, and then you can go in, because you can customize, notifications for different people. They'll be in your download folder, and you can put it that way. She did rip me off because my ringtone for her is the Imperial March, and then so now she has that as her default ringtone. So yeah, it came in really handy.
Zedge. It's got a good name too. That's pretty cool. The app looks pretty smooth.
Dude, thank you, Sean. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This was the app. I had it like 6 months ago, 8 months ago or so, and I don't know. I guess I forgot to do a titanium backup or something before I put a ROM on, and I could never find the damn app again.
Yeah.
Because the discovery in this app I really like because it has everything categorized. So you could basically go on a custom theme. You could put in the rock, and you could have a rock wallpaper, a rock ringtone, and the notification. It has stuff categorized, and that's what I liked about it.
Yeah, it's got so many possibilities, for whatever you want, and you can just browse them. Go, instead of searching for something, you just go, all right, let me see all the new wallpapers and just scan through. So yeah, it made it because I knew she had said, oh, it doesn't matter, I just want it to work, but I knew,
right.
Give me a little brownie points. So.
Nice. All right, well, let's go around. If anybody, just empty the tank or any other news or anything. If you guys have, we'll do that now, and then I got some emails to read. But first, I want to know what you guys think. I'm really debating whether to get this. I look at it all the time. This the Acer tablet, the 7-inch Acer A100 Iconia, because I've always been a fan of the 7-inch form factor. The Galaxy Tab is just getting too old. I mean, the processor's it doesn't have the Tegra, and I like the form factor, and it's also Samsung door, so you don't like that. But they might be coming out with a new Galaxy Tab 7. I don't know. I've just been checking out. I've been looking at that Acer. It's appealing to me. I like that form factor. It's got the Tegra 2. It's got I don't know. It's just that's basically what it has. Do you guys think anything? Have any opinions about that?
I say pull the trigger.
You do?
Yeah. You debate things way too long, man. Just do it.
I know. I never used to be like this.
Well, here's my question: Acer Iconia. Do you know the part number?
A100.
A100.
It's not the A500. The A500 is the 10-inch. The A100 is the 7-inch.
Gotcha. Well, to me, the price looks competitive. I'm not going to say great.
Yeah.
£1, quite acceptable. NVIDIA Tegra 2.
It's not an IP. What is it? The screen? IPS?
IPS, yeah.
Yeah, it's not an IPS screen. So the viewing angles aren't as great, but I don't really care.
Well, you're watching it.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Who cares?
Right.
It has one USB port. That seems kind of standard on these 7-inch tablet. And the charge, it says, is 5 hours.
Yeah, that's the thing. You're right about these 7-inch. But the thing's only a 1,400 milliamp battery. Like, why are they putting such small pieces of crap batteries in these things?
I think it has to do with weight and heat also. Also, I'll say this. If you actually manage your services, i.e., if you're not going to use the device for a little while, turn off Wi-Fi kind of thing, and you actually, because there's really quick ways to change the brightness in Honeycomb. I mean, super fast. Click, drag, and you've changed it. No menus you got to dig through anything. If you actually manage your services like that, there is no reason why you can't go almost a day with a full charge.
Right.
I'll say that. Honestly, I have a nasty habit of going by Amazon reviews when it comes to these kind of things. I believe there is some wisdom in the masses, and this item has not been rated yet.
Yeah, it's very new. I've been reading every review I could find. There's not many reviews out for it yet. And some reviews are so bad. They're just like, we got the new Iconia. It's a video. We've got the new tab in here, or the Iconia tablet in here, and they take it out of the box, and they take the wrapper off of it, and then they go, it has a 7-inch screen, and here's the sticker that tells you that it's approved by the electric whoever, blah, 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 and here's the headphone jack, and then you turn it around and go, and here's where you put a dock. I'm like, would you just use the thing? I'm like, use it. Tell me how good it is. I don't care. I could see all that crap from the pictures. You don't have to do a video about that. Do a video about the performance. That's what I want to know. So I hate these videos where just like they just show you the obvious. Like I could see it. I see that in a picture.
Yeah, and I'll say one thing. The other things I like about it, obviously, front-facing and rear-facing camera. Latest build of Honeycomb. I'm sure as soon as you turn it on, you get a 3.1 update. That's good. It also has a gig of RAM, which honestly, I'm not sure mine has a gig of RAM now that I look at that. I'll say here, the beautiful thing, Steve, I know you're a physical store kind of guy. Go in and buy it. You have almost nothing to worry about. You have 14 days where if the device really makes you mad, take it back.
Yeah, good point. If I buy it, I'm selling my iPad to cover the cost.
Well, I say sell it anyway. The one thing I'll say is be picky about your cases.
Yes.
I'm being really picky. I want a case that can both prop it like this and prop it like that.
Right.
And I don't mean prop it. I mean prop it to where I can touch it and it ain't going to go, oh,
right.
Fall over.
That's true.
Walmart has universal protectors for like a pack of 3 for like $3.
I never use them.
Well, I'm always hesitant to, but I will say I've had the same screen protector on this thing now for a year,
right? And
I don't notice it's there. I honestly don't.
I don't need one. I'm very careful. Like I don't have kids like playing with the thing. I mean, I'm it's just me, and I never put it in my pocket with my keys. Whenever somebody gives me change, I say keep the change. I'm like, because I change. I don't know if it happens to you guys. You put change in your pocket, your phone's in your pocket, you scratch your phone. Like I don't take change anymore. Just keep the change. Scratches my phone. They're like, what? I'm like, it just scratches my phone. I don't want it.
Yeah, the only pocket I put mine in is in my back pocket, and it weighs so much. If I sit on it, I'm probably drunk or something because it's hard to not notice I got this huge 7-inch device in my back pocket.
Right. All right. Well, let's roll around here, guys. Have any other comments or anything else? Any more apps or anything? Tell us now, and then I'll read some emails. Door.
Just last app I want to mention real quick. We mentioned this basically kind of app on Linux for the Rest of Us podcast. We also do here at Podnutz. It's almost a fun app, but it's an organizational app. If you really crave organizational, this app called Thinking Space can really help you lay out anything from things you need for your camping trip to when you move, where all your stuff is being stored at, to if you want to start a new project up, a new company up. It actually can help you organize how things are going at. They call it a mind mapping software. Okay. I like it because it's basically versatile. You can do anything with it. Anything you can organize in any shape, way, or fashion kind of thing, you can do with this app. So I'm a big fan of it.
Looks very organizational-ish.
I need to take a college course on organization.
Awesome. Anything else, Dor?
No, I just really think that people should pay attention to that kind of app because organization, as Alton Brown says on Food Network, organization will set you free.
I could see that.
I don't know what he means by it, but it sounded good.
It sounds damn good. All right, Eric, anything else from your quarter?
Yeah. Now, have you made your decision? You're going to buy the Icona, right?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't make the decision yet. No.
All right. Well, I'll get back. My app, or not my app, but my information is Maximum PC this month. says early 2012, Qualcomm is going to release its 2.5 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon.
Oh my God!
Right around the corner, if you can, my time's coming up on this old boy. I know I just can't wait to see what comes up next, because 2014, NVIDIA has already put their roadmap together. Stark. I don't know if you've ever heard of the NVIDIA Stark, which is going to run nearly 100 times faster than the Tegra 2, and they are saying that will be 2014.
Wow.
So the good things are yet to come. We don't know what's going to happen after Apple brings out iPhone 5. Steve's gone. These things are going to go fast, and they're going to be super fast, and we're going to be do all kinds of stuff with them.
That's interesting. Wow. No reason. That does not mean that doesn't mean wait till 2014. It means that look forward to what's coming.
Right.
It's
Be
coming,
prepared
yes.
to take what you have, throw it away, and upgrade.
Right. Throw it away. But I will say, my tech intuition says that anything else that comes from Apple right now will not be for people like us. It will be for people who don't want to really mess with their gadget or do any kind of hacking or extreme customization. Let's say they're happy in the garden.
Boring people. No, I'm just kidding. You know what? No, I see Chris Berry in the chat there. I'm just trying to rile him up a little bit. But, I'm just kidding.
He's giving me crap about my tablet too. He switches back and forth every 10 minutes between what he wants.
Yeah.
Not prosumers, low-sumers.
Yes, exactly. So I don't expect anything that would be appealing to us from Apple. That's my prediction. Anything else, Eric?
Nope, that's all tonight.
All right, Sean, what else you got?
No apps, just real quick. Some crazy crap was happening in New York this past week. I had flashed to a ROM and I checked it out, and everything was working beautiful except for my GPS. Could not get a lock on my GPS. Did GPS test, reset it, reflashed it with the same ROM, and it wouldn't work. And I was pulling my hair out, and come to find out there was something going on in New York State where HTC phones were not getting GPS.
No way.
Oh.
Yeah, it was in. I found it on XDA forums, and I think there was a link to Android Central.
So it wasn't your ROM.
No, but overnight after flashing and flashing and flashing and then letting it sit in the windowsill to see if something would come up, and thinking that I somehow messed up the GPS chip on it by flash.
Right.
I was just freaking out,
Right.
And I did some research. As a matter of fact, this ROM that I'm on is so good, and I never would probably even do this, but I actually emailed the dev for it because I was like, listen, man, this ROM is sweet, but I'm having issues with GPS. And he responded with, thanks, but I haven't heard of that issue. And so we conversed a few times, and he was looking at stuff, and then I happened to finally find out that there's other people that were having these issues. It was really crazy. Guys at work, one guy had the same phone. He's like, why is my weather say I'm in Spain? I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on. And then I did some research, so I called Verizon, and I got the old, we're looking into it. They checked my phone. They said, yeah, there actually is issues with your phone. So It was weird. It was really weird.
Why does it say I'm in Spain?
Yeah, it was saying Spain and France for some people, but it was New York,
Damn.
Mostly upstate and Western New York.
That's not good for turn-by-turn directions. That could cause some accidents.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
What's the name of this ROM that you like?
The one I'm on now is Gil's. Shoot, I'm not even sure it's
Gil.
Gil's Business Ginger Sense.
Okay.
I think it is. He's got a few ROMs. They're really sweet, really, really good ROMs. Him and I want to say Mustang, but I'm not sure. I'm gonna post it in there. Just give him a shout after in a minute because they make really good ROMs.
We're gonna have a ROM developer on next week. Get out. Yes, and Eric Salse is also coming on the show. He's gonna do like a quick ROM tutorial. The show's gonna be kind of geared towards rooting and ROMing, and so we'll definitely still bring apps. We're gonna do like a little segment, I guess, in there. So Eric's gonna do that, and Noah, who I don't use the ROM because Knucklehead Tech uses it, but
Steel Droid.
Steel Droid, the developer of Steel Droid's coming on next week, so that should be pretty awesome.
Sweet.
Yes. Not.
Hey, Sean,
Go ahead,
I'm
Eric.
sorry. I just want to say I had an instance with my GPS last week too, and it said, and I was using it was during a turn-by-turn directions thing. I was trying to get to a very, very small town where they were having a, I think they called it a clay and fiber festival, where they were just making bowls and weaving things and stuff. But yeah, they were spinning pottery wheels and stuff like that.
I think I saw that on National Geographic.
Yeah, so I was on my way there, and it said I was in Wisconsin. It was weird. It would not, and I would drive down and turn left, and it was telling me to turn around and go back the other way. It really, really thought I was in Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah, and I didn't know where
crazy.
I thought I was till I zoomed out, and it said, "Yeah, you're in Wisconsin."
Did it say like 500 miles to your destination?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
That's
it was
awesome.
like keeping up with when I'd move. It would say, "Yeah, you only got 3 more hours to get there."
So, weird, man.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank all you guys for bringing the goods. Let's do some emails. What do you say?
Cool.
All right, first email is from Joe. He says, Joe sent a message, and it's a link. He said, Droid X and Droid X2 don't do so well. Any thoughts? All right, let me see what this link is. It is to Environmental Working Group is the site, ewg.org. These are the guys apparently that test cell phones for radiation. And best and worst phones as far as radiation listing is based on phones. Okay. Are cell phones safe? Many research groups around the world are working to find out. Your cell phone emits radiation to send voice and text messages from you to the other caller. Some, not all, studies of frequent cell phone users suggest this radiation may increase risk for cancer or children's behavior problems. Use this guide to find your phone and safer radiation choices. Personally, I think this is BS, but let's look at what...
Where's Tim at? Where's Tim at tonight? Doesn't he have a Droid X2?
He's not. No, yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Maybe he wasn't feeling well because
Maybe
of his
he's
phone.
Right, he's in the clinic.
Well, anyway, let's see what the best and worst phones are. For the heck of it, here. Looks like the best low phone radiation is the LG Quantum for AT&T. Some other good low radiation phones: the Samsung Fascinate.
Hey, that's basically the one I got. That's good.
Yeah, that's really good. It's very low radiation.
Well, it's good for something.
Looks
Yeah,
like
right. You can't ROM it, but oh well.
high radiation phones. You have Motorola Bravo, the Droid 2, Palm Pixie. Wow. And I don't see the Droid X. I don't see the Droid X2 on the list here. Oh, smartphones. Okay, no, I'm like, what? No wonder why I don't recognize any of those phones. All right, low radiation smartphones. Well, there, the Fascinate, the Samsung Transform, Motorola Devour. They're very low. Some worst high radiation smartphones: Droid 2, the Motorola Droid 2, Palm Pixie, BlackBerry Bold, Motorola Defy, Motorola Droid. Oh, the R2D2 Droid gets high radiation.
Sorry, hon.
So that was updated December 2010. So some of the newer phones aren't on there, but that's interesting if you want to check it out. How bad your phone is frying you, which, like I said, I do not subscribe to. But that's the Environmental Working Group, ewg.org. Check it out. Thanks, Joe. Next email is from Rich. Guys, this is Rich. He is cyber CPU computer repair. This message is for Sean. He was talking about how he used text-free so his son could message him, but he wanted a cleaner way to do it than going to a web page. What I would do is, if he is using KDE4, he could use a web splice plasma widget to just show the element of the web page he wants, but as a desktop plasma widget. This way his son would only have to write something in the box on the desktop and would not have to visit the site. Okay, well, I guess this is strictly for Linux users. I do not know what a web splice plasma widget is, but it sounds pretty damn cool, I must say. Dora, are they awesome?
They are ultimately the plasma desktop is the most diverse, flexible, and good-looking part of the Linux desktop all around. It's wrapping your head around them that takes a little bit of time.
Okay.
But I will say they give seamless experiences to other applications and interfaces and stuff. You just got to learn them, and then you can really use it for a lot of powerful stuff.
Cool. So what do you think, Sean? Is that a good idea?
I'm going to look into it.
All right.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Rich, for the email. We appreciate it. Next one is from John. Wow, this is a long one. No, this is a big chain. Let's see. Wish us Galaxy S. Wow, this is from August 8th. I didn't read this one yet. Wish us Galaxy S users could find out how to purposely take a screen capture. I also want to chime in.
Yeah, I think I did that 2 or 3 times this week again.
Not purposely?
Not purposely. No, what I do is I take the phone and I try to put it in lock by pressing the side button.
Yeah.
And I'll hear like the camera sound goes.
I took a picture on my iPad the other day by accident. I held the on-off button, the power button, and I hit the home key. Try that. Does that do it?
Oh.
Give that a shot.
Was that the email that said how to do it?
He might have. No, it didn't do it. He might have said later. No, but I don't think on this one. But he has more to say in it. He goes, I also want to chime in. Pocket Casts is an awesome podcast catcher. I was one of the lucky ones that got it free on the Amazon offered it as a free app. I use it to grab Android App Addicts and many other podcasts. Pocket Cast remembers exactly where I left off in each podcast and gives me a choice to download or stream episodes. The app flawlessly notifies, captures, downloads, and plays or streams audio and video podcasts. It's well worth the asking price. And then he's looking for a Google Music invite.
Yeah, that's the one I reviewed last time I was on, was that Pocket Cast. It is. I totally agree with him. It's great. The only problem I have with it, though, and this could be the phone, probably not the Pocket Cast, but if I am listening to a podcast with Bluetooth through my Motorola Bluetooth thing with the FM radio going, and I've got GPS on at the same time, driving down the road, something happens and I get force closes. And I don't know if it's the program or something to do with the Bluetooth and the
GPS
at the same time.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's good to know. I wonder if the developer knows about that.
Yeah.
And okay,
Actually,
yes, Dor.
Podcatcher thing, I was completely wrong last week. I did not look. I finally went and actually looked. Dogcatcher does have a way to back up the entire set of podcast feeds to a single file. So I'm back on Dogcatcher's back on my good side again.
Yeah. Good. Anything else on this, guys?
sjgeek89@gmail.com, and I can send him an invite if he wants to Google Music.
All right.
Oh, I did try to hook him up. Because it was from August 8th, he did get hooked up in the meantime, and he's like, it rocks.
All right.
Yeah, Dor actually sent me this email and said, did we read this one yet? And I guess I didn't. So thank you, Dor, for keeping me on my toes here. Ray says, hi, Steve and Android Addicts. I made an unsuccessful attempt at turning my netbook into a Wi-Fi hotspot. The connection to the netbook was from a cable modem through a network cable. Windows 7 said I had successfully set up a hotspot, but my Arcos 4.3 tablet could not see the connection. I found this program which easily solved my problem. The name is Connectify. Here's the link. It's connectify.me. Some of the features: Connectify is an easy-to-use software router for Windows computers. Users can wirelessly and securely share any internet connection, a cable modem, cellular card, even another Wi-Fi network with other Wi-Fi-enabled devices such as smartphones, laptops, and gaming systems. I use the free version. The pro version's $29. Thanks, guys. And that's from Ray. That's pretty cool. Connectify me. Did you guys ever use that? Did we ever talk about that?
No, but I'll just say on the last episode of Linux for the Rest of Us, we went over how built into the Linux Mint desktop, there's a way to easily turn on internet connection sharing. So that might be an option that can do the same thing.
Aha. Very cool. Connectify.me. Check it out. Thank you, Ray. Looks pretty awesome. All right, next one is from Iceman Dennis. Hi, Steve. First, thanks for reading my email on episode 50. Oh, this is Dennis with the Fascinate. He says, actually, thanks for reading both my emails. I run an SCH L500 Fascinate Galaxy S Froyo 2.2.2 EDO5. I will try the X-Ray forums. Keep up the great work. Dennis. No problem, Dennis. Thank you for the email. Last is another one from Rich, and this is the last email. Hey, Steve, this is Rich again from Cyber CPU Computer Repair. Sorry about sending 2 messages for the same show, but I heard the first half yesterday and the second half today. Anyway, this message is for Tim and Sean. Tim, the buzzing sound you get when you charge your phone in your car is caused by a ground loop. It is caused by your radio being on the same circuit as your lighter. It creates a ground loop antenna, and the buzzing you are hearing is actually radio wave noises that the ground loop antenna is picking up. There are a few ways to stop it. You can isolate your radio to a dedicated circuit, or you can get a ground loop isolator. And finally, for Sean, you mentioned that you like running Sense 3.0, but the performance isn't that great. I'm also stuck on a single-core phone and like the eye candy that Sense provides. The way you can make it run great is by using a hybrid of Sense 2.1 and 3.0. If you go to the XDA developers and search for Android Revolution HD, the second post has info on some additional packages that you can flash to mod a Sense 2.1 ROM to a hybrid Sense 3.0. I run this on my Inspire 4G, which has a 1 gigahertz Snapdragon overclocked to 1.2 gigahertz with Gingerbread, and it runs like butter. Basically, you are still running Sense 2.1, but some of the elements have been modified to mimic Sense 3.0. Not all of the elements work, like the 3D screen flips, but you do get the performance with most of the eye candy. Here's the link to the Sense 3.0 mod from XDA. It's in the XDA Developers Forum, and the title of the thread is ARHD 5.1.x and current Sense 3.0 mods status. That's the name of the thread. And he also says, and here's the link to Android Revolution HD, the best ROM, in my opinion, for the Desire HD and Inspire 4G. And that's also at XDA Developers Forum. Let's see. Yeah, it's forum.xda-developers.com. And the title of that posting, it's not coming up for me, guys. No worry. I will put this in the show notes because I am doing show notes now. So they will both those links will be in the show notes. So
very cool. I'm going to check that out.
You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of running XP with a Vista shell, over, like a Vista coating over it. Back when people were doing that. I guess, but this is a better. It's better than that's a horrible analogy. I'm sorry.
Something tells me Sean's already started to download
it. Close. Actually, the one I'm using now, it's Nils. I put it in there. I screwed up, but it's got actual Sense 3.0 with the 3D, and it's been running great. I am on the page, though, right now for Android Revolution HD. I just want to make sure I can run it on my Droid Incredible, and I will download it and flash it tonight if I can.
Wow. It wastes no time. Well, thank you, Rich, for the email, and we'll see how it fares out with Sean there. All right. Well, let's just roll around one more time real quick. Tell everybody, guys, anything you want to say before we end off the show, where people could find you if you want. Anything you want. Door.
Last quickie, because I promised Jerry on Google Plus I would mention this. If you go to bit.ly/entertainment123, you can help support his daughter in a school fundraiser. Everybody knows the entertainment coupon books where you can buy a book for $25 and it comes with like $2,000 worth of coupons to restaurants, sporting goods stores, department stores, rental car places, everything around you. If you go to bit.ly, bit.ly/entertainment123, you can help his daughter out. I say let's blow out everything and just make the school think, you know, the girl must have stolen credit card numbers or something to get all these purchases. It is your standard book, $25. It's for your area, so I'm not going to get coupons for San Francisco. I can pick Baltimore, Maryland, and I get coupons only applicable to my area. So let's help Jerry out. There is an Android app. I don't know if you can, in the Android app, give his daughter credit, so I didn't want to push that too hard.
Okay.
Okay, now the app rundown for the week. We have Google Plus, Yahoo Fantasy Football apostrophe 11, ESPN Fantasy Football 2011, NFL.com Fantasy Football 2011, Overdrive Media Console, Hey Tell, Best Shot Light, Vid Trim dash Video Trimmer, Forecast Podcast App, Perfect Keyboard Free, Recklist, Getaway, Zedge, Ringtones and Wallpaper, ZEDGE, and Thinking Space. If you want to support Podnutz, go to podnutz.com/Lennox. Yeah, Lennox. And you can support me and you can support Steve at the same time. You can learn how to run a computer completely free from Trojans, malware, infections, rootkits, hackers, or anything. You'll be perfectly safe, perfectly fine, and you'll be supporting open source.
Awesome. Hey, thanks, Dor. Appreciate that. Eric.
I'd like to say another way you can support Podnutz is by using the links that are on the Podnutz website for Amazon and Newegg. I know if you're watching this show, you probably always are buying from Amazon and Newegg. Also, this doesn't help Podnutz at all, but this is a cheap way to get a t-shirt from Vistaprint that's customized. So you can have your favorite podcast put right on there for $4 and free shipping. Or no, free shirt, $4 shipping.
So, so wait, you just go, you have to buy business cards from them or something, or you just go there and they give you a free shirt with $4 shipping?
Yeah, I think it was $4.95 shipping.
That's
free shirt.
So awesome.
You only get certain things, like I got the microphone on here. There's like a big @ symbol. You can't customize it totally, but
that does help. That does help Podnutz, actually. If you wear that around?
Oh yeah. I'm sure it's a conversation starter, and if you really, we could put "I will not fix your computer" at the top, and then put Podnutz down below.
Nice. That's awesome. Thank you.
For $4, it's those shirts work, I've heard. If you want to reach me, I'm at siliconwrench@gmail.com. I'm in the Android market at Silicon Wrench on Google+. Well, that's about where you can find me.
Awesome. The driving theme there is Silicon Wrench. So check them out. Sean, before you pixelize into the universe,
jeez,
tell us before you disappear. What would you like to say? He's gone.
No, you can reach me at sjgeek89@gmail.com and at Google+. And this ROM I'm looking at, I'm looking at this Android one, and it looks really sweet, but I don't know if I can run it. It shows I think the Incredible 2.
Is that the one Rich recommended?
Yeah, Android Revolution HD.
Sean has some contemplating to do.
Dor, if I were to try to flash it and it's not going to work on the Droid 1, what'll happen?
It won't run. You just because it's a Droid, it's virtually unbootable. You just SPF back and you're fine.
All right, well, hit download. And thanks for having me on again.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on at short notice.
Anytime.
Oh, we truly appreciate that. All right, everybody who else is watching us live or downloading and streaming and Rokuing, whatever, we really appreciate it. If you want to send an email to us, we need more. I read them all today. We are extinguished of emails. Send them to mail@podnutz.com. If you want to send us a voicemail, pick up a regular phone. It could be an Android phone. It could be I hate to say it, could be an iPhone. Could be a landline. It could even be a rotary phone. I think that might still even work. Call
or Windows 7.
Or Windows 7. See, I put rotary phone before Windows 7 phone, mobile 7, phone 7. Call 7076-PODNUT on that phone, and you'll go right to voicemail, leave us a message, and we will play it too. That's going to be it for Android App Addicts for today. See you later.